It's your family portrait.
Oh
Picture.
shoot! I called you from the wrong one.
But now I see your face on
Yeah, but
I
that's
see your
that's no
face on
good.
Twitch.
Hold on 1 second. Oops. No, I don't want to do that. Now I screwed up the whole thing. Hold on. No, what happened was I don't think this is gonna. I should probably call you from the other one. Because this is. Oh, that's your face. Why is. Okay, hold on. Video. Why are you not seeing me? That's the question. It's fine. I could call you from the other one too.
I mean, I can see you on Twitch.
Yeah. I just hate. I hate the delay. I think might get to you. Don't you think?
I mean, I'm listening to you anyways.
True.
Yeah, it's whatever you're most comfortable with.
I just don't know why this does that. It used to do this with me and Will all the time too. I'm not sure why it does that sometimes. It's like my camera's there. Whatever. Alright, well. And then actually I need to recapture there. I'm gonna get rid of this. And then I'm gonna call you back on my other one.
Okay, so,
Just for
probably
the
need to
video.
restart it.
We'll still be able to talk, but I'm over that hangout, so let's just get rid of that one real quick.
Okay.
What's up, Mox? I know you can hear me. I know you can hear me, bro. How you doing? I like asking questions and then knowing that. Oh, come on. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let's see if you get an actual. Yeah,
All right.
still not my face.
No, it's the logo.
Cool. That's good news. I don't know why that is a thing. Why? Hold on 1 second. I don't even know where that's plugged into. Alright, well, might just power through it. Are you echoing? Say something?
Hello?
Oh, no, you're not.
Any
Okay.
echo?
No,
Okay.
no. Alright, let's just, I guess, be over it. Sorry you have to look at my face on a delay.
Oh, that's fine.
I don't know why Hangouts is the only thing that does that. I'm still not sure why it does that. Mox probably knows, but I don't have that thing up. Oh, that's why you don't use cameras. Yeah, I know. I know why you don't use cameras. But I like people to see my beautiful face, Mox. So let's just keep it at that, right? Let's see, video. Let me get our picture up here of old Lando. Look at this suave motherfucker right here. Look at that. Yeah, now we're talking. I love it. I love it. Sound is a pain in the ass as it is. Yes, indeed. All of it's a pain in the ass, if I'm being honest. But why do we do this? That's the real question, boys. That is the real question. I'm sipping on this brewski right now. I still haven't told Skeen it's from his neck in the woods, Mox, so you'll appreciate this when we get going. All right. Well, since we don't have bumpers, Mox can hear us. For some reason, my thing still says 140, even though I changed it earlier.
It says 141 on the thing.
Oh, it does? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
You made a deal.
Yeah, dude, you got to protect Cloud City, man. It's a lucrative business. All right, man. So let's just so you good? I'm sorry about the delay. I still don't know why that doesn't work sometimes. I feel like a good hard reset of my computer would do it, but that sounds, God,
Sounds like a lot of work.
more than tedious.
Yeah. Let's just roll with it.
Yeah. I'm just, and my cam. The crazy thing is my cam is there on the settings, but it just doesn't. Sometimes if I change it and then go back. Oh, now your face is gone. Well, that's cool. All right, let's.
Well, it might be better that way. Better ratings.
Now. Let's get your face back there. Come on. Just making sure your face is back on the feed. Okay, we're good. Okay, F it. I don't even care. All right, cool. All right, let's go with this. And Mox, feel free to chime in. We're both a little behind on the SWTOR curve. We got to get you out to Comic-Con as well next year, man. You know you're gonna do it. I'm getting skiing out there next year. It's gonna be an epic year. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Hey, Mox, did you and JT ever do that cantina for Indianapolis again?
Did they? I feel like they.
I don't know whether they ended up doing it or not. It got canceled.
Oh, that's right. There was. I think they did it. Oh, go fund me. We'll fund you, sir. No, I can't say that. I don't have that much money. But I would like to fund you. Let's do a GoFundMe for
Mox to get to San Diego.
SWTOR alumni to go to Comic-Con next year. It'd be pretty epic. My hair got done. It's looking pretty tight. Gotta tell you that. Gotta get ready for Comic-Con.
Yeah, you're all Disney ready and Comic-Con ready now.
I'm ready, dude. I'm ready. Well, see that, Mox, and that's the issue I think we're gonna have at San Diego too. Will says he might be able to do a hotspot, but I'm afraid it might not be enough. I'm gonna bring this little camera with me, but we might have to periscope it like we did in years past. But we'll see. All right, you ready, my friend?
I am ready.
Are we recording things? It seems like everything's recording. I think we're good to go. All right, so since we don't have bumpers, I'm just gonna go in a second. You hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. And then I thought my child was about to come in. Okay, let's go. Oh, my mic was gone? Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. Yeah, okay. I pressed a button. That was my fault. Here we go. Hello and welcome to episode 141 of The Usual Podcast, a podcast where we discuss Star Wars The Old Republic, the Star Wars franchise, and geek and pop culture. I'm your host, Marshall, and with me is my co-host, John Skeen. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
Oh, fine. Feeling a little guilty that I asked you, I don't know, 6 hours ago to record tonight?
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. We keep up on these things. We can do this on the fly. It's not like we both can't just talk anyways.
No, it's funny because
we'll make it work.
Well, I was looking at my week and I was like, wait, I can't do any of these nights except for tonight, and I already had something going on, so I moved things around. And I was chatting with Mox, who's in the chat room right now. What's up, Mox? Earlier today, and I was like, I don't even know if we're gonna record tonight. So I'm glad we're doing it. It'll be a short show. I like to get something out there before Comic-Con, mostly because there's a nice delay because I'm like half dead when I get back from Comic-Con. And so it takes me a while to kind of wade through the chaos that is the podcast that we record at Comic-Con. So it's nice to have something that goes out right before.
So half dead, I don't understand. So you're gonna go
Yeah.
on vacation and do Disney, then
Yeah.
do Comic-Con, and then that's gonna make you half dead?
Yeah. But
I don't understand.
Dude, last year I didn't do Disneyland before last year. I just went to Comic-Con. I don't know what it was about last year. When I got back, I was sick for like 4 days. Like I had a cold. I was a mess. I was in bed for like a day and a half. It was bad, dude. But I think I just
wipes you out.
Well, it wipes me out, but running the event and organizing everything. And I think the one thing that we're doing different this year is we actually had a show that we paid for to go to every single night last year. And on top of that, we did the alpha party for Geek and Sundry. And it was like I was just up way too late. I was on no sleep, drinking too much as I can do. And yeah, man, by the time I got back, I was not okay. So it took me a few days.
You made the most of your time. That's the important part.
Oh, by the gods, did I make the best of my time. And we're just sitting here enjoying our usual frosty beverages. What are you drinking, my friend?
I am actually drinking a Sun King Oktoberfest. Actually, I didn't realize I still had one of these in the fridge left over from last year. And, well, it's still fresh and still tasty, so I'm going with it.
I like that beer, dude. You sent me one of those. Last year.
So I'm ultra curious because you've kind of teased me now. So I want to know what you're drinking tonight.
You're curious because I said it was from your neck of the woods, and thanks to a longtime friend and awesome dude, Mr. Mox, from our SWTOR community. He sent me a couple beers. I'm not going to say the other one that's in the fridge, but I am going to talk about this one. This is from the People's Brewing Company in
Lafayette, Indiana.
In Lafayette, Indiana. I knew you'd know it. And it's called Able Imperial IPA. And it is, so far, a delicious. I love the label. I texted him when he sent this to me. I said, dude, this label's amazing. Look at this guy. He's sitting there drinking a beer, doing some fishing. I mean, that's it. That's the dream right there, man. So
absolutely.
I mean, the beer is delicious, and I mean, I got to get up to Indiana and like go to breweries. I mean, it's funny, we go down to San Diego, and that's one of the things. If you do come next year, I think we should like maybe go like a day early and just like hit like 3 breweries. You know what I mean? And because
I'm down for that.
there's like 150 breweries in San Diego, but like from what I'm gathering, Indiana has no shortage of them as well. So.
Not really. Between Indiana and Michigan, there's quite a few that can be had. There's a lot of really good breweries, but hey, I'm all about any craft brewery at this point. So what's your other beer that you have?
The other one's a stout. I think it's the same brewing company actually. But that one, I saved the stouts for like. Stouts are like I have to set aside a moment to enjoy a stout. You know what I mean? Like. It's not like something I can get through easily, mostly because it's bigger flavors, usually a little heavier. So like I usually try to like get a stout like through a meal or after a meal, through a movie or something like that. So I'll get back to you about that. I may do it on the next episode after Comic-Con, but we'll see. It's in the fridge right now, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
People's has a couple of really good ones. They've got Mound Builder, which is an IPA. Let's see, Farmer's Daughter, which is just an American ale, pale ale, and then for me being a Boilermaker alum and my son going there as well, they have their Purdue beer, which is called Boiler Gold, which is an IPA too. They sell that at the football games and basketball games.
All right,
but yeah, good stuff.
So when I come out and visit you, we're gonna go to that brewery.
Okay. Sounds good. We'll do it.
That's a lock, my friend. That's a lock. So thanks to Mox, of course, for getting me this beer, these 2 beers actually, and thanks for being in the chat room, dude. I cannot wait to get back to SWTOR, man. It's been a little too long. So anyway, before we get started, if you have comments or questions, you can find us at usualpodcast.com. Email us at theusualpodcast@gmail.com. And we're on Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. I am at Darth Pops on Twitter, and John is at John R. Skeen, or the hilarious one, which is I am not Will Griggs, right? Is that it?
That is the one.
I love that one. And we're on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play. So find us, like us, and of course, tell your friends. We have a store, teespring.com/store/usualpodcast. We have our merch for this upcoming Pucked Cantina, which we're going to talk about in a second. And just ongoing things that we always have up there. So do that. And timestamps in the show notes if you're not a SWTOR fan. We do have some SWTOR news this week, man. Hopefully we can do it justice, because I feel like I'm out of the loop. Anyway.
I feel a little bit out of the loop too, but that's okay. We'll do our best with it.
Yeah,
and if not, Mox will fix this, I'm sure.
We'll get corrected. Don't worry. So thanks everybody in the chat room. Mox for being there. Thanks for the beer, man. And I am excited about the show. So let's get going. So before we get to Star Wars: The Old Republic, thanks to our drinking buddies Eddie and Zen and Skeen. You're in the chat room, of course. And there's another one I'm forgetting about. Is there another one?
I think
no.
The last I knew there was 3.
No,
Maybe
it's John and Eddie, and I added Zen because I thought I was going crazy. We can add Mox into the mix too. He's an official drinking buddy for sending me beer, so thank you for that. But like I said, Zen gave us a little bit of monetary help for Comic-Con, as he does every year, and I have already committed, sadly, in our chat in Twitter, to buying a round of drinks for the people who show up. And I have something I'm a little scared of that I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes, man, and that might get expensive. So let's move into the Pucked stuff real quick. So we're in Star Wars: The Old Republic right now. Community shoutouts. We're going to talk about Puck Cantina, and then I have something from SWTOR Restart I want to talk about as well. And of course, find all of our friends on their podcasts. The Council, Passionately Casual, and SWTOR Escape and Bad Feeling, and all of our other fellow influencers. So I'm not forgetting them. Just because I don't mention them every week doesn't mean I don't love them. Mox is in the chat room, so I feel like I give them more love, as much love as possible, right? Sorry, I'm having wire issues. Okay, so Pucked 3. So by the time you hear this should probably be what? Let's see if I actually get this show out before I go. Okay, it doesn't matter. By the time you hear this, our Pucked Cantina will be probably about to happen. So it's Friday night of San Diego Comic-Con, and it's the Past and Usual Corellian Trap Cantina. And check out last week's episode. I talked about the origins of that name. We have official t-shirts on the site that I just mentioned a minute ago, and there's links in the show notes as well. But one thing I want to talk about, dude, which freaking blew me away, and I think all the years of covering San Diego Comic-Con have yielded certain people following my Twitter feed, which I didn't realize were following my Twitter feed, which is pretty cool. We actually made the SDCC unofficial blog offsite events page, which is actually kind of a big deal, only in that these guys are, I'd say, one of the top news sites for everything San Diego Comic-Con. And they always have an offsite section where they list all the events. There's 60 events happening the night of our event. Okay? 60 events. Mm-hmm. So,
and yours will be the most well attended.
Well, at 5 o'clock, it was a trip. I was scrolling through that. I was like, I'm a little behind. I was out of town. I was like, all right, I'm just going to see what else is going on, what I missed. And then I saw the logo up there for the show. I was like, what the hell is this? And it turns out we got listed on their page this year. So that was, I think, pretty damn freaking cool, man. So I don't know if that's going to up our attendance, but if it does, like I was saying a minute ago, that's going to get my round of drinks up there a little bit. But
so I need to know something.
Yeah.
So I need the mystery of who got that put in.
Okay.
Solved because everybody in
took
the
responsibility for it.
Yeah, we're more than happy to take credit for that.
Well, it's pretty funny, actually. I actually was curious myself, and what I discovered was someone actually that works for the site. I don't know if it was various emails or correspondence in the past or whatever, but they were following my feed, and I put the hashtag, SDCC 2018 in there, and I saw that person liked it. and then it was on the page. So it was somebody that works for the site that actually follows my Twitter, which is the actual not very exciting solution to that mystery. It wasn't. Okay. It wasn't anything. It wasn't Redna. It wasn't any of those guys that took responsibility for it. It was. It was. It was somebody just looking at SDCC 2018 hashtags and found it and put it up there. So.
All I know is for about 15 minutes after that was announced, my phone was had the Twitter notifications coming over, and I was trying to listen to a podcast in my car, and it kept interrupting it as it came through, and I was like, "What is going on?"
I tried to warn you, man. If I added you to that group, I was trying to warn you. It gets kind of you'll get some notifications here and there. So.
Yeah, just a few.
just a few. But yeah, so that was pretty much what it came down to. It's not very exciting, but at the same time, it is exciting because we're on the same page with all these other events that are going on. So people that can't get into some, I mean, obviously we're open to anybody, and it very clearly says our website and everything else that we're doing. We talk Star Wars and pop culture, so maybe we'll meet some new people. I think that'd be cool, man. So.
Well, I think it's great.
Speaking of meeting new people, man, I'm like segueing like awesomely right now. I'm so excited for myself. Okay, so speaking of meeting new people, I have a link in the show notes because this is if you didn't know, this is the SWTOR community shoutout section, and I have a link in here for, which I'll talk about in a minute, the Rishi Stronghold tour from SWTORista, and the reason I put it here was because SWTORista is going to be at our Pucked 3 Cantina this year. And I have not met her, and I'm very excited to do so.
That's excellent.
So it's going to be pretty cool, man. She's been making some really nice, really cool quality video content for SWTOR for a long time, and I'm really stoked to meet her finally. So that's the one thing I like about this event, dude, is meeting people who I've talked to and gamed with or podcast with for a long time, and just finally getting to have a beer with them and face to face, and there's something to be said about that. We talked about that a lot last week, but it's pretty cool.
Well, I can tell you at this point, with everybody that's coming and kind of the hype surrounding the event, because it seems to be getting bigger every year. I'm super jealous that I won't be there this year. So
yeah, no, but next year it'll be the skiing year, the skiing and Mox year, right?
There we go. We go.
Mox heard it. He hears it. We'll do a GoFundMe. We'll start it after Extra Life. It'll be fine. All right. All right, dude. So let's talk about our weeks in game. Did you do anything?
I did. Not a whole lot. Did a little, kind of a small amount. Actually ran my my smuggler through IOCath a little bit, trying to catch him up on the story, and trying to get all the way through before things are done, because I had taken him through coffee and everything else. So
yeah.
Just trying to do my second tune through all of that story at this point.
Nice.
So, but that's pretty much all I did. Nothing major, just a couple hours here and there, and
nice, dude.
Called it a day.
Yeah, no, I wish I could have. I mean, between trying to plan next year's curriculum and getting ready for Comic-Con, and my buddy, one of my best friends who I work with, is moving. So I was over at his house yesterday helping him paint and do all this stuff in his new house, and I've just been, I've been running around like crazy. So I'm lucky. Honestly, a lot of people didn't hear the pre-show, but I'm lucky I'm even recording right now. So I'm glad we got the show in, but it was a juggling act. But yeah, no, I did watch the dev stream though, because it happened at a time where I was at home, which I'll talk about that here in a couple minutes. And like I said, I've been prepping for San Diego Comic-Con, trying to get everything ready, prep some sort of. See, and this is where I get into trouble. See, I go into these shows, fairly prepared. I've got an outline. We're both looking at it. There's links. It's a whole thing, right? I'm gonna go into San Diego Comic-Con with a, agenda with some sort of outline, and it's gonna be freaking chaos, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I remember it last year.
Write it on a cocktail napkin. Write it on a cocktail napkin, and then you'll lose it halfway through, and just roll with whatever.
Well,
embrace the chaos.
Well, last year I had some very specific talking points I wanted to get to, and I think we got to maybe 2 of them. And it was, I don't know, it was crazy, but it's a lot of fun talking to everybody. But depending on when we do this, when we actually start recording, depending on how many beers people have had, it can be It can be entertaining. So, but I've got some really fun surprises this year, man. And you know, I've got some official swag that Mr. Musco has sent for the event. I'll bring some stuff from my shop. I have some ideas for how I'm going to raffle those off to people, and you know, I got some tricks in my sleeve, dude. I'm pretty excited about this year. Try not to stress too much, but I'll be okay. But that's what I've been doing.
Once you're in it, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. And to answer Mox's question, I will not be going to Star Wars Celebration, much to my dismay. I love Chicago. My sister lived there forever, and I really want to go back out there. I just can't make that work in April ever, really.
Mox, talk to me off air, and we'll maybe try to hook up, because
yes.
I'd like to go up there.
Skiing's trying to go, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 3 hours away. It's not a bad trip from here.
So. Yeah. So make that happen, boys, and then I'll get you guys on the show after, and I'll live vicariously through you. How about that?
There we go.
All right, man. So let's get into just some little couple SWTOR news things. Season 9 rewards are out. On the live stream, there was this like flaming hollow Rancor badass thing that was pretty cool. So check that out if you're a ranked player. The rewards are coming. So speaking of which,
we're off air.
Are we?
Yeah, it says network error.
I'm still showing we're on. Are you gone?
There's no video.
Oh. Interesting.
I'm gonna...
Oh, Mox says we're fine.
Oh, we're fine. Okay, maybe it's just mine.
It could be on your end, and that's okay.
I'm gonna refresh and see what happens.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. I don't like. It's happened enough times to where. We're gonna make sure.
Yep, I'm back. I see it.
Sweet.
I refresh and we're good.
All right, dude. So proposed. So the devs are trying to come up with some ranked season timing and reward changes. There's a whole link in here. This came out 8 days ago or something. This right after we recorded last. Remember when I said last time we recorded there was no news, and then there was a bunch. Now there's a bunch of stuff. So starting with season 10, they're considering changes to the frequency of ranked PvP seasons and how they structure them. So they're basically saying they're going too long, and they don't want more currency every time. And that kind of thing. So the proposed changes are that they're going to have 3 to 6 month seasons, and the goal is 3 months, but obviously depends on game updates. And it says due to shorter seasons, they'll be able to adjust their seasonal rewards. So seasonal bracket rewards will be reduced overall. All seasons will now use the same type of currency and that kind of thing. So it sounds like they're just, streamlining everything, which I think is good. So the TLDR, which I'm going to utilize right now, is shorter seasons, less tiered rewards with greater rewards on a permanent vendor, and start rolling old seasonal rewards into the vendor for purchase at a premium. So I guess if you have those currencies, you'll be able to purchase things and that kind of thing. So I don't know. I know neither of us do much PvP and or ranked for sure, but there is a feedback thread. So if you are one of those people, jump in there and check it out. Any thoughts on this, my friend?
No, I think one of the things that has been kind of a consistent issue, and all the time that I've been playing SWTOR, is the inconsistency of how long the seasons were going and what the rewards were and when the rewards came out. So if they're going to finally, kind of roadmap this and say this is what it is and this is how it's going to work, maybe that consistency will bring more people into ranked. So let's see what happens with it.
And I hope eventually maybe they might even go so far as to say, okay, here, let's show you what is up for grabs before the season starts. Because, I mean, not that I am chomping at the bit to pay, to play ranked, but it might be kind of nice to know that if there's something really cool that's going to be a reward that I can get and get a group together or something like that and do not solo ranked, obviously, but, team ranked stuff, that might be kind of fun. I don't know.
So, right. Yeah, well, a little motivation on the front end never hurts anything.
Exactly. So the big announcement, obviously, right now is that the PTS is up. for subscribers. So if you're a subscriber to SWTOR, you can get on the public test server. And I have a link in the show notes that from the devs, how to get started, how to do it. There was a PvP event earlier today, which I could not attend, sadly, but that was on the PTS as well. That was at 4:00 today. And from what I gather from our chats, the queues were popping and people were playing. So I'm really hoping that they're getting the matches and getting the feedback to help going forward. So,
well, and the devs that were in there kind of incognito was my understanding.
Yeah, they do that
along with everybody.
Yeah, and I think they do that most of the time, especially when they announce. Because I think Musco put a tweet up saying there was going to be an event today, and so that was that thing. Good night, Mox. Thanks, man. Thanks again for the beer. I will enjoy it when my head finally hits the pillow tonight. It'll be because of you. Thanks, buddy. This is a good one. I can't even tell. I didn't even look and see what the alcohol content was on this. It might not even. It doesn't even say it. Shoot, it could be 8-9% for all I know. Okay, anyway. So speaking of, if you are on the PTS, there is a bug report forum we have in the show notes as well. Obviously, if you are listening to this, you probably know about it. But if you come across bugs and stuff like that, definitely report them. The other big thing is the Warzone changes. So in 5.9.2, which I'll talk about in a minute in conjunction with the live stream, the goals obviously right now are to shorten the average time of Warzones to around 12 minutes. And so get in there and give your feedback and let them know. Test it, see how that's going, and see if that's better. And it says, please try to reserve your feedback until after you have played the Warzone changes on the PTS. Make sure to include...
That's my favorite line right there.
What's that?
That whole thing.
Yeah.
Please try to reserve the feedback until you've actually played it.
I refuse to do a 12-minute match. Well, have you played it yet? Come on now. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like people are so... and we talked about this obviously last week. You saw what I named the show, Age of Outrage. But it's just people are so quick to get mad about stuff, man. And it's like, try it out first. Try that. How about that? And it says make sure to include which Warzone your feedback is targeted at. So there's a whole thing to report your feedback. So any thoughts on any of this, man?
No, like I said, and like you've said too, I'm not a huge PvP person, but I will say that I definitely want to try some of the new stuff because maybe I'll like it more with some of these changes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think if the matches, like, I know when I go in phases with PvP. Like I'll play PvP for a month or so, and then I won't for a while. But when I do, like, the thing that always made me not want to do it is when I got like Alderaan Civil War, and it's like, oh, cool. I know I'm going to be here for 20 minutes at least. You know what I mean?
Right.
Playing this Warzone.
Slowly shoot away.
Well, everybody slowly shoots, and I die a bunch of times, and someone hollers at me, and it just becomes not even worth it. So
right.
So I'm hoping that these changes bring more people into PvP because it's fun. PvP is actually really fun in SWTOR. Honestly, I'd like to play with my friends and not have to go solo. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if we want to do a PvP night or something like that, I think these changes would make things better. So,
agreed.
All right. So the last thing here, the big news is the live stream, the dev live stream that happened. What was it? 2 days ago? Yesterday? No, must have been yesterday, wasn't it?
I wanted to
or
say
Friday,
it was 2 days ago.
Or maybe it was Friday. Wait, what's today? Tuesday? I don't know.
Today is Tuesday.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So anyway, so the live stream, Musco and Boyd were in there talking about the changes to coming also in 5.9.2, which is the Rishi Stronghold, which is the one that was man, I'll tell you what, and like I said, I have a link in the show notes to Sorteresa's
which is really thorough, by the way.
It's really cool, and she'll take you through every room, and it's legit, and it is really an amazing piece of development. But the major difference between this Stronghold and any others is that they have built-in PvP areas, where you can house your own PvP arenas, and have your own PvP matches. There's a switch to turn it on and off, and there's a Hutball arena. I mean, it's freaking badass, dude. I just think that is so cool.
And there's a beach.
And there's a beach. Yep.
A beach, which I thought was cool. And the other thing I thought was really neat on that is the gates where you could lock people out and lock people in to an arena and keep other people out so that you can't interfere with the matches. So
right.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, exactly. You lock it in, and then everybody else goes up, and there's places to observe the matches. So, I mean, it's really set up for, I mean, it's an esports setup, honestly, is what it is. So, I don't know, man. I think that's pretty damn cool.
A good piece of development, that's for sure. You can tell they put a lot of time and effort into that.
And I think this is what the game needs. A little, I don't know, shot in the arm for lack of a better phrase, but it's something that people who want to do guild events or PvP events or just get their friends together and beat on each other, you know. I mean, it'd be a cool way to kill time while you're waiting for a operation to pop or something. I don't know. I don't know what the stipulations are in that, but I just think it's really, really neat. So I've been. Will and I have talked about the Rishi Stronghold being something that we wanted for a long time, just because pirates and beaches and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, dude. I'm excited about this, and plus it's massive. It is the biggest freaking stronghold, I think by far, and it'd be cool to have that as your guild stronghold and hold all your events and stuff there. I think it'd be cool, man. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will be purchasing that, especially with guilds. I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. So the last thing here, a couple known issues on the PTS is the Void Star Warzone isn't starting properly. It says you just might need to exit it and requeue, and the Rishi Stronghold should be free. So if it says that there's a price, because I did see this pop up today, if it says there's a price for the Stronghold, basically what they're saying is click on it anyway and it won't take money from you. It's a bug. So you should be able to test, buy the rooms, and see everything without paying a bunch of money. So that's good.
Very nice.
All right, man. Anything else SWTOR-wise? I mean, that live stream was cool. It's nice to see them pop up again and talk about the stuff. And the other things are coming, stories coming, everything else is coming, but this is the focus right now, and they'll have more announcements on the other stuff later. So cool.
Excellent. Star Wars time.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited about the Star Wars section this week, my friend. Let's just get right into the meat of it. Lando episode 9. I'm gonna revert to you. You have the most recent deal.
Okay, so oops, I got sound on. Basically, they're just saying after months of speculation, I didn't realize there had been months, but kind of started with his son. But Billy D. Williams' involvement the conclusion is that he will be in episode 9.
Nice.
As Lando, reprising his role. Nothing as far as how prominently he'll be featured in the film, but kind of follows along with the other characters that have come back. So
right.
I think I made the comment last episode or the one before is if we can bring back General Akbar, certainly we can bring back Lando.
Oh yeah, so, Lando's a lock, right?
Right, and especially after the Solo film too. I mean,
yeah,
it makes sense for this.
Right.
And we just don't know, how much.
Well, and so I have an earlier article in here, and the one thing I think I brought this up when we were speaking last, and I'm pretty sure I think I actually lost you completely. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, the Hangouts, I lost you there, the video. But I'm gonna keep talking here just for a second. So what was interesting about this, man, is that I brought this up when we were speaking last. Is that Billy D obviously is older. He is not in the best shape in his older years. And the article I have in here from the Nerdist says that and it's similar to what they did with Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill for The Force Awakens. They're going to get him in shape. You know, they gotta, you know, he's got. I mean, lack of a better way of saying, he's gonna have to lose weight, and he's gonna have to get in a better physical condition. You know, so, and I think that's part of maybe the negotiation in the beginning was, are you willing to do it? Maybe, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Well, but here's the thing. I mean, what a great motivator
Oh
to get yourself,
my god,
back in shape a little bit,
especially
and
yeah, especially later in life. Oh my god, dude, it's like, wait, I get to do that thing that I'm well known for again. Yeah, I'll lose weight,
exactly.
no problem.
Yeah.
Um, maybe so I lost the video for you, and you can't see me. I'm gonna try to call you from my other one again while we keep talking.
Okay.
Um, so what is the next story we got in here? So anything else on Lando? I mean, speculation. What do you think it's gonna be more of a cameo thing?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
I think, the new movies are slowly focusing
Hmm.
more on the new characters and moving them forward. So I think you're going to see less and less of the older characters.
Well, what I was reading earlier too is that I guess Ryan Johnson was considering him to do the DJ character, and I thought that made a lot of sense when I was watching, Last Jedi. I actually thought they were talking about Lando, like Master Codebreaker. That makes sense, like get him in there.
Hmm.
And then it turns out it was not him. So I don't know, dude. It's interesting. I'm curious to see if I'm curious to see what they do with him. I'm hoping it's a little more than a cameo, but at the same time, it's just going to be a one-off thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Is my guess, but I am really excited to see Lando again. Though I love Billy D. Williams. Like I said, my mom was a big fan of Billy D. back in the day. So you still can't see me in that cam, huh?
Now, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you now. Let me just get it back up on the thing. Um,
And you need to mute the Hangout mic.
oh shoot. Yep. Thank you. All right.
No problem. I get to tell you what for once, so it's like
Yeah.
10-1. 10-1, you're still ahead.
Tell me how it is. I love it. All right. Let's get that up there. Boop boop. And yeah, I don't know what is going on with my camera, but it's never really worked with Hangouts. I don't know what it is. Anywho, okay. So what do we got next?
So I
Parks news.
just got this one.
Oh no, Obi-Wan.
Oh,
Yeah, go.
yeah, so I just saw this one right before we went on air and just kind of threw it in there at the last minute. But supposedly there is some kind of secret goings on as far as still moving forward with an Obi-Wan spinoff.
Okay.
Um, I guess George Lucas even went to look at a site, and scout some locations for the movie
Interesting.
to be signed off on. So we'll see what happens, which I would be really happy, and I think we've talked about this before as
Yeah.
well. But I'd be really happy if they would move forward with this movie, and not just jump to conclusions because one didn't do as well as the Solo movie didn't do as well. Um, this
Yeah.
is one of, not that I wouldn't go see a Boba Fett movie, but I would much rather see this one than some of the other, proposed ones. So.
Right. And there's a lot and it's funny that we say that, but there's a lot of people out there like, I have no desire to see an Obi-Wan movie. And it's like, I get that, but excuse me, for me, I'd rather see an Obi-Wan movie as far as spin-offs, more than just about anything right now, only because of that novel, which I've said many times. And if you haven't read it, I want you to read that novel at some point. Get the audiobook and and that Kenobi novel, dude. If you read that novel and still think that there should, I mean, you'll be way more excited for an Obi-Wan movie if it's even slightly close to that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's for me. That's what makes me excited for an Obi-Wan movie. I have no desire to see a Boba Fett movie. I feel like we've already seen it. Or if you're gonna do that, like I say, sync them all up with Jabba, Han, Lando, Boba, like have these movies all kind of intertwine with each other, and make like, what is it? What was the girl's name? The Marauder from the Incest Nest or whatever from Infest Nest from the Han Solo movie, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like make all of these things connect, and then you can spin off infinitely, you know? You can spin off into comics, you can spin off into anything, but I think having like 3 or 4 solid movies around the Han Solo movie will bolster the numbers for Han Solo, because people are going to be like, "Well, I need to see that movie." You know what I mean? Like you see, I mean, obviously the Lando movie makes sense. You know, a Boba movie makes sense, sure. But you know, Obi-Wan and all that, like all of them are linked, and all of them are happening at the same time. So why not? You know?
Well, and speaking specifically on the Obi-Wan stories, um, with the comic books, they did a couple of one-shot Obi-Wans,
Yeah.
through that run, and I love those stories.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so much you can build on
Right.
with that character because there's so much history. So why not?
Yeah.
So plus, I think most Star Wars fans will go to see it anyways.
Well,
So
and the Star Wars fans that aren't just sitting in angrily at their house, refusing to partake, I think most of us are going to go see these movies, and that's why they're making them. You know, they're making them to give us more stories in a setting that we love and have grown up with, and want to see more of. Not every single one is going to be make $1 zillion, but just because one doesn't mean, all right, now no more spin-off movies. Like, come on, there's some amazing stories that can be told.
right.
I mean, there was the hint to Darth Maul. Like, you could do the Darth Maul thing. You can go to the Night Sisters and deal with that whole thing on Dathomir. You know what I mean? And you could really you do all these things, but like, just because one movie doesn't do well, it's not like it's time to not only get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, but also stop making these movies. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, anyway.
Me either. So, and I'm sure they'll take our advice.
Yeah, well, they're all listening, clearly.
I know.
So.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, man. So, moving away from that for a minute, I like to do parks news. Do you have anything else Star Wars that you want to talk about?
Nope. Nope. That's
All right.
that's all I had for this
Cool,
week.
cool. All right, man. So, I like to throw in parks news at the end of Star Wars, only because it's kind of bridges between pop culture and Star Wars. But also, I'm a big Disney guy, so is Will, and so we've always kind of done this. And we were texting earlier today talking about going to the parks and stuff like that. And I love Disney. I've been going since I was 4 months old every year, at least once. But Pixar Pier is open now, and I'm actually going to Disneyland in a few days, which I'm really excited about. And I have an article in here from the Nerdist talking about what's new and what's not at Disney's Pixar Pier. Now, have you been to Disneyland out here?
I have not been
You
to
have not.
Disneyland. I've been to Disney World several times,
Okay.
but I've not been to Disneyland.
Cool. So I won't go through every detail in here, but for me, some of this stuff is nice to know ahead of time. They've converted a lot of that the California Adventure Pier area, and some of the places I used to go, like there used to be this place called Ariel's Grotto, where we take my kids, and they get you walk in. It's a character lunch dinner place. Basically, you go in, you pay your money, you get a picture with Ariel, and then you go and eat. And of course, the thing I like about it, which we were talking about earlier, is that you can actually have alcohol at this place. And so you get my beer, and you relax, and then it's all princesses that come to the tables. You know what I mean? Disney princesses that come to the tables, which is nice. Every one of them gets a picture, and it's pretty darn cool. So that's being changed to the Lamplight Lounge. So the overall theme, honestly, it looks like it's more of a it's obviously a Pixar theme, and so some of the things, like some of the shops are changing. There's an ice cream place that changed to it's called Adorable Snowman Frosted Treats instead of Paradise Pier Ice Cream Company, which is hilarious because it's the abominable snowman from Monsters Inc. that had the lemon flavored whatever. I don't know if you remember, but anyway, And the
the picture of the ice cream there looks incredibly tasty.
Yeah. And so it's pretty crazy, dude. Like it was like soft serve ice cream there before, and then now it's just rethemed. I mean, it's pretty much the same, but most of the stuff has been rethemed. The Incredicoaster is replacing California Screaming. I think this has the biggest overhaul, although it's basically the same. They are it's all repainted and stuff, but I think the interesting thing about this ride is there really wasn't a lot going on with it except some guy talking here before you get blasted off into a roller coaster. So having the Incredibles being so popular right now, I bet the line for that's going to be crazy, and they'll change all that stuff too. Some of the food stands have changed. I'm glad that Toy Story Midway Mania didn't change. Not Midway Mania. What was it called?
Yeah, it's Midway Mania.
Oh yeah. It didn't change. I'm glad that didn't change because that's pretty much an amazing ride, exactly the way it is.
Ride.
So
I
cool.
love that ride.
All right.
Yeah.
I've never lost.
I know it.
I've never lost.
Disney World. You beat your kids up on it?
I beat my kids. I beat my wife. I beat my. Oh God. Oh, my wife.
I know at Disney World they actually built a second one of those.
No, really,
because the lines were so long. They added a second one because it was so.
And the line, the line can get crazy, and it's hot, and it's just everybody's sitting over there. But like, I have a I'm very competitive when it comes to Midway Mania, just because like. I know I can do it. And so they changed some of the games and stuff. But overall, I'm just excited to see some different stuff. And I think, I don't think they put it on here, but I think some of the shows are a little different too. But we'll see. But I'm really just overall stoked about going to Disneyland because it's like my thing. So.
I wish I was going. I want to go next year to Disney World, though. I was specifically waiting for Star Wars Land to open.
Yeah, and I am too. I'm wondering. We used to go. My wife and I used to go in February because I have a week off in February for my job, and that's when we used to go before we had kids. And then when my kids were really young, we used to go there because the lines were shorter. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to go in February or April after it opens. I don't think I can do next summer. If I go next summer, I'm gonna be standing in an 8-hour line just to get in there. I don't know.
Our school system's on the whole balance calendar thing, so we get 2 weeks off for fall break, and that's when we've typically gone is the first or second week of October.
Yeah.
So it's not quite as busy, but there's more and more schools doing that. So we noticed the last couple of times when it was getting busier during that time of year, but that should be right along that timeline. So
all right,
we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I'm sure you'll get there before I do, man. Let me know. How it goes.
I definitely will.
All right, let's get into our last section and get out of here. I don't have a whole lot in here, but let's talk about it, dude. You ready?
Okay.
All right. All right. So we have Castle Rock under TV, and there was a trailer that came out. J.J. Abrams was talking. It's pretty legit if you haven't seen it. I'm pretty excited about this. It comes out July 25th, and of course, it's based on the Stephen King universe. And Mark Bernardin, who is on Fat Man on Batman, a writer, and everything with Kevin Smith. He is a writer on Castle Rock, and he's going to be at Comic-Con, and there's going to be this whole thing at Comic-Con around Castle Rock. So I'm hoping to catch some of that in San Diego and then get back and check out the show. You know what I mean? That's kind of the... Honestly, man, that's really why TV shows and movies go, is it should line up that way, which is why Marvel's not going, HBO and that kind of thing, is because there's nothing, Ant-Man and the Wasp just came out, but, you want to front load your stuff and get people interested, So.
Right. Yeah. Marvel has nothing until March now. So
exactly. Let's not forget, we should talk about a couple of those movies we saw, but let's not forget about that in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
So Castle Rock, I'm excited. You? I don't know if you're Stephen King.
Yeah, I'd like to check out. That's on Hulu only, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's a Hulu show. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is the same. I think, or was it Amazon that did Man in the High Castle?
I did not watch Man in the High Castle.
Yeah, that was Amazon, and that's Philip K. Dick. That's not even Stephen King, so don't worry about that. Okay. Movies. Indiana Jones 5 is in the works from one of the writers from Solo, a Star Wars movie, or Star Wars story, excuse me. And it looks like the upcoming fifth film in the franchise will now be written by Jonathan Kasdan, which obviously is related to the other Kasdan, right? And there's a big delay in it. Shocking.
Harrison Ford's going to be 105.
Oh my
by the
God,
time that
dude.
gets done.
They're pushing it back to like 2021, I think. And like, he's 75? How old is he? 70? I mean, he's like 70 something, 72, 73 years old. I mean, come on, dude. You can't have an 80-year-old man running around, you know, trying to be Indiana Jones. I don't know. It's madness, dude. But
CGI is nice, but
it is. And actually, it's funny. Speaking of CGI, we watched Ant-Man with my kids tonight because I'm trying to figure out a time where I can take them to see Ant-Man and the Wasp. And the CGI in the beginning of that, and the CGI at the beginning of what's the other movie where they de-aged? Stark, when they de-aged him in was it Civil War? It's amazing technology, but that's not. You're not gonna. What's the point? You might as well just CGI him. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't need Harrison Ford for that necessarily. You know, you can get someone to do an impression or something if you need to. But I don't know, man. I'm excited about Indiana Jones 5, but seeing it pushed back so far makes me worried a little bit. So
you get Ralph Garman to do the impression.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like Garman could do it. Go and just just mumble through the thing, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Anyway, so Jurassic World didn't do great. I guess it's second week. I don't know. I think it's doing fine.
It's a big drop off.
But
yeah. When you do, what was it, 150 million the first week?
Yeah. It said it has its largest second week decline in franchise history. So I don't know. I don't know if that means everybody went the first weekend and didn't go again, or what that means. You know what I mean?
I think you've also got, kind of some competition right behind it, because you had The Incredibles come out the week behind it.
Right. And The Incredibles was.
I mean, that's going to affect you no matter what. Because everybody's going to be seeing The Incredibles. So.
Absolutely. Well, so we have that, and then it looks like they were trying to do some Psych movies. I don't know if you ever watched Psych. My wife loved that show.
I've caught it like late reruns, late night, going to bed, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's not a bad show. It's not one of my favorites, but
it's funny. My first year at Comic-Con, I ran into those two guys going to an event. Like I literally almost ran into them. Like they were walking into the building, and I was walking towards them, and I was like, oh, and I moved, and there was like this whole entourage coming through, and I realized that guy looks familiar, and I realized it was the Psych guy. So but yeah, it looks like they're trying to do some movies, but that's going to be put on hold just for a little bit, I guess. Where was the line? Psych. Where is it? Oh, well, I'm not going to be able to find it. Earliest 2014. It got canceled. Whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter. But the point is they're on hold for now. So, maybe they'll get there. Maybe they won't. So casting news. I thought this was really interesting. Only in that Sonic the Hedgehog.
I love that game.
I love it too, man. And I guess Jim Carrey might play Dr. Robotnik, the villain, in the Hedgehog movie. So that might be kind of cool. I don't know. I like Carrey, I guess. But, I mean, I'm guessing this is an animated thing. Yeah.
So. I would think it would have to be.
Although...
I love Sonic the game.
Yeah,
so
me
maybe
too.
the movie...
All right, man. So what else when do we want to talk about, since we're kind of in real reviews, should we just take a couple minutes and talk about some of the movies we've seen?
Sure, absolutely. I know we've both seen The Incredibles, or Incredibles 2, rather. What were your thoughts on it?
I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed that movie, dude. I don't know what they're doing is phenomenal. Some of the beats, some of the the callbacks to the original, obviously, and I like that it picked up right where the other one left off. But just it just kind of felt like a natural continuation to that story. You know what I mean? And it was just as funny. It was just as fun. Edna was amazing. I love her more than anything. That one of my favorite scenes. And I don't want to get into a bunch of spoilers, but there's a scene where she's walking down the hallway, and Jack's walking on the other side, and like if you look at Jack the whole time, like he's imitating her, and it's amazing, dude. There's some moments in that movie that I really had a good time with it. I don't know, and the kids absolutely loved it. So, what do you think?
Yeah, my kids loved it as well. I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was, even with it being an animated feature, just the superhero story that was involved with it, and kind of the the drama that they're going through. It's kind of like the not the Sokovia Accords from Marvel, but almost kind of a copycat of that.
But it was like that. It was kind of a play on that. Absolutely, yeah.
And the way that they were dealing with it, but not just with the adults, but with the kids as well. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was a good movie. I mean, it kept my interest from start to finish, and I actually wouldn't mind seeing it again.
Right. Yeah, no, I enjoyed it, and I don't want to get into spoilers today. I think during Comic-Con we'll probably get into some spoilers for stuff like that, because we usually end up talking about the most recent movies and stuff. But like, I don't know, there were parts that, although predictable, I think with as far as villains, they didn't go all the way predictable. Like I like that the one guy stayed who he was and that kind of thing. But I guess there are minor spoilers here. But I don't know. I think the kids were great. I liked these scenes, like just the reoccurring, like the water in the living room, like that just that just cracked me out. Like every once in a while, someone would just fall in the water, and I was just like, oh, that's funny, and stuff like that. And the voice actors are phenomenal. Pixar really did well with this film, and Incredibles is one of my favorite Pixar films. And to have Incredibles 2 stand up right with it, I think is important. So it was a good film.
Right. Hopefully we don't have to wait another 14 years for number 3 to come out.
God, I hope not. Hopefully they're like, well, should we just accelerate this a little bit? Maybe we can wait 2 years or 3 years,
Right. If you can make 3 Cars movies in between there,
that's what I'm saying.
Get another Incredibles.
Oh my God, the Cars movie. It's not going to be started. Okay, so anyway, what else did we see, man? What else did you see?
I saw Ant-Man and the Wasp today, but I definitely don't want to spoil anything, especially since it's only been out, for a little while now. But I will tell you this: it is probably up there with Thor Ragnarok as far as the humor factor is concerned.
Okay, good.
Really, really good. A lot of good storyline between Paul Rudd and his daughter in this one. That I really, really, really kind of liked, kind of the doing the right thing theme.
Yeah.
And, it's hard not. The movie moves really, really fast, very action packed. I want to see it again just because I know I missed some things.
Right.
But the play with the shrinking technology and growth technology, they played it really well. So. Definitely when you get a chance, because it's well worth it.
Well, I'll definitely check it out for sure, and that's why tonight, while I was getting my hair done, as I've stated many times, my wife, I gotta make sure I get my dreads tight before I go out of town. But we're sitting there, and I was just like, "What are we gonna watch?" I got some pizzas, and I was just like, let's watch Ant-Man, just in case if we have a chunk of time, like maybe the night we leave or something, maybe we can go and see the sequel. And the kids really dug it, man. I liked that first movie. I love the humor. I love Paul Rudd. So I'm looking forward to the second one. So I'm glad.
There's a tie-in at the end for we'll call it the snapping.
Avengers. Yeah. Okay. So cool.
There's a little bit of a tie-in at the end that kind of transitions some. So that's a big spoiler. So I definitely don't want to get into too much detail with it. But
yeah, don't do that. But yeah, I'm with you. I was gonna ask you, and then I was like, well, he might say something. So,
nope, I'll just leave it right there.
Good. Excuse me. What else do you see?
Let's see. What else have we seen? That's it for me. Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, when we get into TV, we'll talk a little bit about Luke Cage. The wife and I got through that in 3 days. So.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, I'm woefully behind on TV. I so bad, dude. Do I want to watch Luke Cage? I haven't even watched Jessica Jones season 2. We've been watching. I don't know. We've been really, for lack of a better way of saying it, we've been really tired, and just haven't gotten into not new shows, but just even continuing stuff we've watched. It's just like, let's just watch something funny for half an hour before you fall asleep. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because that's just how our summer's gone. But
so you're saying when you're just busy and you have kids that you get tired? I don't understand.
It's like fatigue sets in, and it's like this whole thing. No, it's actually kind of funny, man. I actually had a golf tournament, a 2-day golf tournament over the weekend too, on top of working Saturday night and working the next 2 nights and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I can't. I know that if I start a show, like, we might watch episode 1 of Luke Cage, but not watch the rest for 6 months. You know what I mean? But it just kind of depends. But
well, here's what I will tell you about Luke Cage and doing that is that was kind of our original plan was let's just watch 1.
Yeah.
And that turned into 3.
Okay.
If that
All
makes any sense. So,
well,
and then.
Well, it's funny. I'm glad you said that because we almost watched one the other night, and then we didn't for some reason. I can't remember, but maybe I'll try that. All right, dude. So what do you got? Joker movie.
Yeah, this just came out today too. So DC is greenlighting a Joker origin movie. Excuse me.
Is it with Homeboy? Because I know there's some rumors about different
Jokers. It's going to be with Joaquin Phoenix.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
The Joker. So I'm anxious for it. Let's see what they do. Hopefully DC can, get their stuff together like they did with Wonder Woman and continue on here.
And I've also heard that they're going to do one with the other guy too. They're going to do a Joker movie with the guy who played it in the Batman movie.
Oh, okay.
Jared Leto. Yeah.
Oh, from Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I've heard from Suicide Squad. Yeah, so I've heard they're going to do that as well. And none of them. They're just going to be. Apparently, there's multiple Joker movies in the works, from what I've heard. But I'm glad that they're going. I would much rather see this Joaquin Phoenix one because one, I love Joaquin Phoenix. Homeboy is such a good actor. I love anything he's in. One of my favorite performances from him is Gladiator. I don't know if you remember his role in Gladiator, but oh my god, so good. Anyway, so yeah, Joker movie.
Yeah, and in the article it says it's going to be executive produced by Martin Scorsese.
Okay.
And there's a rumor that Robert De Niro is going to co-star in it. So.
That's
got some star power at least.
Yeah, that sounds amazing, dude. I'm in. So Disney news, a couple things. One, they shut down Disney Toon Studios, which I think this is the studio that did. Let me find it. It was the smallest of the 3 Disney animation departments. They did Planes, Disney Fairy, stuff like that. And a lot of straight to DVD stuff, like all the sequels, like Mulan, Bambi, Lilo and Stitch, stuff like that. So, I mean, I think they're streamlining, dude. I mean, they're kind
of the odd man out.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're doing it with the other 2 studios and they're busier with work there, then you got to go with what's making you money.
Makes sense to me. This Christopher Robin thing, though, which we talked about, man, that'd be better part of a year ago when they finally said that it was coming out. The trailer looks amazing. Oh my god, dude! Like, I don't know. I feel like we should just watch this fucking trailer. Sorry, I'm muttering to myself.
We can watch it.
I'm like muttering to myself. I was like, well, it's amazing, so we should just watch it. But Anyway, can you won't be able to hear it, but you'll have to watch it on the delay. Hold on. It's only a minute and a half. This is really, really, really cool though. Hold on one second. I'm actually just capturing it from Twitter. That's how bad I'm doing this right now. But this just looks like everybody's just gonna cry the whole time. Bear with me there, chat room. I'm doing it. It's happening. All right. Are you ready?
Do it.
I have to stay for work.
Father, I never see you.
Your life is happening now, right in front of you.
I am sorry. What to do, what to do.
What to do indeed.
Who?
Christopher Robin.
No. You're here in London? I haven't seen you in years.
I've lost all of my friends. We need to find them. Well, hello there. Are you on an expedition? Oh, bother.
Look, people can't see you moving and talking.
But why?
Just try and be a less exuberant you.
Exuberant.
Play nap time.
I love play.
Well, let's see it.
Like this.
Well done.
House. Clouds. Tree.
Oh, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm playing Say What You See.
Well, could you say what you see a little more quietly?
House. Grass. Trees.
Christopher Robin!
He's giant. Oh, and he smells a little funny.
Eeyore, I'll save you!
Just an average Wednesday morning.
One foot in front of the other.
It's always a sunny day. Come on, let's bounce!
Piglet!
When Christopher Robin comes to play.
Silly old bear.
Disney's Christopher Robin. Rated PG. Get tickets now.
Did you get it?
I did.
Oh my god, dude. The thing is, I put in, that's the only reason it was from Twitter was because Kevin Smith's tweet, you can see it kind of in the chat. It says, "I would kill any man who tries to get me between me and this movie on August 3rd. Damn you, damn you, Disney. Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in, investing heavily into Kleenex as we speak." Because, I mean, that's just, I mean, it's hard to not get emotional. If you're even somewhat of a Disney fan or into, Winnie the Pooh and what they've done with it, that's just going to be hard to watch, but good, So
No, I'm actually excited for it. I was told that my youngest daughters were dropping them off at soccer camp a couple of days ago, and on the way up we were talking about the rest of the movies that were coming out for the summer, and that was the first movie that they wanted to see.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, we got to go see the Winnie the Pooh movie." They weren't calling it Christopher Robin, but,
right.
Well,
of course you get Ewan McGregor, and it's just gonna be, it's gonna be good, dude. It's gonna be good. All right, so on to less sentimental things and more, I don't know, cosmic things.
Scientific things.
Scientific, yeah, there we go. I'm really excited about this, and I actually only saw this. I feel like, what I have in here is a trailer, which we're not going to watch. But what I have a link into is a trailer for Cosmos Possible Worlds. And the reason I got hip to this was they're actually going to be doing some promotion down at San Diego for Comic-Con. And Neil deGrasse Tyson is going to be on a panel down there. I'm going to try to go see it. But the first Cosmos, not the first, the second Cosmos with Neil deGrasse Tyson. Carl Sagan did the original. I'm actually really excited. I love, this is like literally one of my favorite things to watch are, stuff about space and planets and whatever is out there, astrophysics and all that kind of stuff. But I love Neil deGrasse Tyson. I listen to his podcast and stuff. So I'm super stoked about this. And this is supposed to start, when's the date? I can't remember the date. But anyway, but it's coming to Fox, the sequel, Cosmos Possible Worlds. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very interested after watching the trailer for it earlier today. From our show notes, I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. I'd actually like to see this. So,
well, jump back, man, on Netflix. I think it should be on Netflix. the cosmos with him. It's cool. He can be kind of, laying on a little thick sometimes, but he's not an actor. He's an astrophysicist, but it's really, really good stuff. So definitely check it out. Speaking of, I don't know if you watched the trailer for this from Netflix news. Yeah. It's called Disenchantment from Matt Groening. Oh, I cannot wait for that. I'm not going to show the trailer, but seriously, dude, like, I love Futurama. I love Simpsons, sure. But Futurama is like one of my all-time favorite shows. Like, I can pick any episode of Futurama and just sit and watch it. Like, so I love Matt Groening. But this Disenchantment thing looks legit. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Did it say when it was coming out?
I didn't see a date on that one. I just saw the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer was hilarious, but I was just trying to find when they said it was coming out. But August 17th. So that's in August still too. Soon. Yeah, cool. So I'm excited. And you got something about Luke Cage?
Oh, yep. I mean, we've already talked about, number one, I'm going to definitely tell you to watch it. Like I said, if I'm going to watch it in 3 days, it was obviously really good. It was on par with the first season.
Nice.
The other thing that was really on par with the first season was the music as well, which was one of my favorite things about the first season was the music.
Right.
And
music was
season
great.
2 is more of the same. Really, I would give you kind of a rundown. Faith Evans, Rakim, KRS-One,
really,
Gary Clark Jr., Stephen Marley, and Wu-Tang Clan.
No way.
We all know the Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fornicate with.
Yeah. I love that, dude. Okay, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna do it. But next time we talk, I'll have seen a couple episodes. I promise.
Okay. Sounds good.
Did we talk about this last week? I think we did. The Harry Potter thing?
Yes.
We did.
Yep.
Okay.
With in San Francisco?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. I couldn't remember. It was still in my deal, so I couldn't remember. All right, dude. So the last section, do you have anything else that you want to talk about before we get into
this stuff? Nope. I'm all out of material on the other stuff.
So again, man, I appreciate you coming on the show and filling in during Will's hiatus, and we're gonna get you on a lot more often and get you to Comic-Con and get you going, man. I love having you on the show. It's just a blast. So
I've appreciated the opportunity, and I'm not Will by any stretch of the imagination. Won't ever be as good as he is, but at the same time, it's been an honor to fill in for him. So thank you very much.
No, this won't be your last episode by far. So like I said, I don't know when Will's coming back. So when he decides to, cool. If not, you're in, my friend, and we'll do some. I think we'll do some 3-man shows. Is what I was going to tell you earlier on text.
Okay.
We're gonna do some 3-man shows. I think going. For a bit. Just
sounds good.
It's nice to have more than 2 voices sometimes. So, and if your availability is there, then we'll do it. And we got to get you to Comic-Con. So rather than me just say random stuff about Comic-Con, you'll actually know what the hell I'm talking about. So that'd be good.
Okay.
So getting into this last part, San Diego Comic-Con. There's way too much news to cover for Comic-Con. I'm not a Comic-Con news site. But I do consume this stuff because I'm going, next week is Comic-Con. So I have a link in the show notes, SDCC unofficial blog. As I mentioned at the top of the show, they are a great news source for all things Comic-Con. But there's a couple things that I want to throw out there. One, Shout Factory is doing a signing. And the only reason I bring that one up is because Felicia Day is doing a signing for Mystery Science Theater 3000. And I'm only bringing that up just to tell a quick story because for the first 4 years I went to Comic-Con, I was able to get Felicia Day's signature multiple times and give her socks and talk to her and be part of her events, and that was really, really cool. So
and she remembers you because of the socks, does she not?
Exactly. So the picture you can see right here that I'm pointing to right here is actually I actually framed this one because she signed. This was one of the last ones that she signed during Comic-Con, which was amazing. So I'm only bringing that up for that reason, and I'm hoping that maybe I'll be able to run into her. But it's tough. That's one of those wristband. It's a whole thing. So, and on the heels of last week when we were talking about all the stuff with Chris Hardwick. He has been replaced by Nicole Brown, and she'll be taking over moderating for The Walking Dead and the Fear the Walking Dead panels at Comic-Con, which, I don't want to get back into that whole thing, but at the same time, I think they have a great replacement, obviously, but I'd like to see that whole thing fizzle or come to some sort of ending. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And what else do we got here? So the complete San Diego Comic-Con schedule is live, which I have not even had a moment to look at yet. I have a link in the show notes to that, and it's intense, man. The amount of stuff that is going on is pretty insane. So the link I have in here right now is from the Nerdist, and it's kind of touches on some of the bigger stuff. So Deadpool's coming. There's going to be an uncut version shown. Kevin Smith obviously is going to do the IMDb boat and Hall H this year. He's doing the 6:45 slot on Saturday again, which is kind of cool because he usually does Saturday night, and now he's doing it again. And I'm hoping to go, but at the same time, I'm probably going to have to be in line for his Hollywood Babylon at 10 o'clock, not too long after that. Unfortunately, I don't get to, go from one to the other like that. So,
so
go ahead.
Just out of curiosity, have you found that in the time that you have been going to San Diego Comic-Con, does it get bigger every year?
It does. Yeah, it gets bigger every year, but it gets bigger in different ways. Like, the gas lamp, for example, had some cool stuff the first couple years I went, and then now, like, the offsite events are crazy. There's parties, there's all this other stuff, big activations and stuff like that. And the panels and stuff are great too, but it's just crowded. There's just so many people, dude. And the floor, I find, the actual convention floor, if you try to walk through there on a Saturday afternoon, let's say, you're not getting anywhere very fast. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it just gets so congested. There's too many people trying to do all the big things. You know what I mean? Like, so I try to find mellow things or do things outside of the con, but there are certain things like, that I really want to do, that I'm going to have to fight for, but you have to be willing to let it go when you're not going to get it. Like, I missed the Archer panel because I love Archer. I missed the Archer panel 3 years in a row before I finally got into it last year. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, just because we didn't get there in time and the lines were too long, So it is getting crazier, but also not at the same time, to be honest. It's just crowded. Depends on what you want to do. If you just want to go and see what's going on outside the convention, then it's mellow. It's fine. You can get around. It's not crazy, but if you try to go to the convention floor or try to see a big panel, then yeah, you're going to be waiting in some lines and fighting some people, So anyway.
Well, I'll be looking forward to hearing everything when you guys get back.
So. Oh, you'll hear a lot. You will hear a lot. But going down this list, we have a link in the show notes. Like I said, there's Iron Fist and Castle Rock, the 100, just all kinds of stuff. The Flash, all the CW stuff. Riverdale, of course, Archer. When is Archer's panel? Oh, it's Friday, of course. Right at the... See? And that's the problem with the Archer thing. I've missed it for that reason or the other reason. This is literally right when our event is starting. So we will not be going to Archer this year.
Well, everybody's going to be at your event instead of the Archer thing. Anyway,
exactly. So. And, Steven Universe, Adventure Time. Anything you're into is probably going to be there in some way or another. Cloak and Dagger and Wynonna Earp and all that kind of stuff. What I'm interested in is this Jack Ryan thing that looks kind of cool too. There's going to be a Jack Ryan experience based off Tom Clancy, Man in the High Castle, Super Troopers 2, Bob's Burgers. The list goes on. So it's gonna be a fun week, man. I'm hoping I'm going to try to do a little better this year and posting stuff on Instagram and Facebook. maybe do a little bit of periscoping and stuff. Just I get, I get overwhelmed and trying to get from one thing to the next, and I forget to I should do social media for my website that I run. What else? Yeah, I mean, nobody seems to care, but at the same time, I feel like, well, I could have done more. So the schedule's up, and then I also have a link in here for parties and activations and stuff. A lot of them are sold out or RSVP things, but honestly, man, the only party really is ours on Friday night. So
that's right.
Here we are.
That's right.
So
the fire marshal's going to have to shut it down because you're going to crowd that restaurant out.
Exactly. So anything else you want to bring up, my friend, before we get out of here? Thanks for doing this quick show with me, man.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I've had fun. So
I appreciate it. All right, man. So thanks for tuning in, The Usual Podcast. If you have comments or questions, you can find us at theusualpodcast.com. Email us at theusualpodcast@gmail.com. And we're on Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm at Darth Pops on Twitter, and John is at John R. Skeen. We're on iTunes, Stitch Radio, Google Play, and all those things. So like us, share us, and tell your friends. Support the show, teespring.com/store/theusualpodcast. Also, audibletry.com/theusualpodcast. You can get a free audiobook on us, which is really important.
That Thrawn novel's coming out here in a couple weeks, so it'd be a good time to sign up if you haven't done it.
Yeah, isn't it like right after Comic-Con, right? The 25th or something?
Yeah, 26th.
Yeah, yep. Nice. All right, cool. And the best way to support us, obviously, is patreon.com/usualpodcast. Feel free to become a drinking buddy. There we have a bunch of tiers and a bunch of bonuses and stuff and things. So check us out on there. Thanks for everybody who does that. We could not do what we do without our patrons. So thanks to all of you. And thanks to Mr. Skeen for being with me once again, my friend.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me. I had a fun.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you had a fun. Have a fun, everyone. We'll see you next week. Actually, we'll see you at Comic-Con is what we'll see you. I like how you got that in there, dude. Nice job. All right, dude. So I appreciate this, man. Like I said, I just didn't want to not do it. But like I said, here we are.
This was great. So no worries. Anytime you need me, I'll step in if I'm available. So
Sertano is having a fun as well. Thank you for being in the chat room, people. All right, man. So what else? I was gonna say something else to you about next year. Oh yeah. So the main thing too, dude, is like if we get you on enough, like it will be a non-issue for you to get into Comic-Con next year. We just gotta get you flown out here. So if we're gonna do, if we're gonna go fund Mox, we'll go fund you too and make it a day.
Yeah, you don't need to go fund me. I actually have a plan. I mean, I could pay for it if I need to. But I'm looking at, now that I have this different position, I'm actually looking at training in HR conferences near San Diego. See if there's anything kind of close to there.
Now we're talking.
So I can kill two birds with one stone. So just stay a little bit longer.
I love it. That's awesome, dude. All right, man. All right, I'm gonna say goodnight to the chat room. Good night, people. Thank you. And I had the Star Wars section.